السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا زدنا علما. اللهم إنا نسألك الإخلاص والقبول وأن تنفعنا اللهم بما نقول. اللهم أمين وبعد. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Tajweed101 course, simple step-by-step Tajweed course that enables you inshallah to learn how to read the Quran properly inshallah. Welcome, my name is Maghfira and I am an online Quran teacher, and you are watching Maghfira 101, the place to learn and know and understand how to read the Quran properly inshallah and understand its meaning. And today inshallah we're going to move to the first case of meeting two letters, so let's dive deep into it. Okay, we agreed that two letters or meeting the two letters may be one of these four probabilities. Number one, the two letters are identical. The second case that the two letters are similar. The third case that the two letters are close, so they have closer articulation points. And the fourth case that the two letters have too far articulation points, and that's why scholars call it at the too far. So let's now start with the first case of meeting the two letters, which is the two alike or the two identical. So the two identical letters, they are the two letters that are having the same articulate characteristics and have the same articulation points, and they are exact the same letter coming after each other. As I show you before, as I show you the last lesson, that وَلْيَكْتُبْ ba. Both are ba together. So we may have two probabilities on this case. The first one, that these two letters which are the same and are identical, maybe one of them is having sukoon and the second one has a haraka or voweled, and maybe both letters are voweled, means both letters having fatha or dhamma or kasra or whatever the haraka is, but both letters are mutaharrik. So we have two probabilities here. The first one is the two letters are mutaharrik, the two letters having haraka, and the second one is that one of the letters has a sukoon and the other one is having a haraka. But make sure this haraka, or the first one, which is a sukoon, this sukoon is not mad. Okay, as we're going to show inshallah in the deeper bi'idhnillahi ta'ala on details. So we have, according to the last two probabilities, that if the two letters are voweled, in this case it will be clarity. So we have to read each letter clarity and give them its needed haraka and its needed time and everything. So here, for example, haythu tha. Here, as you see here, we have tha dhamma and then tha fatha. Haythu tha. Okay, so haythu and tha. Here, both letters are mutaharrik, so we have to make them as two different letters with their timing needed and with their needed characteristics, their needed everything. We have to give them all of the needed things. So haythu tha. Don't say them as haythaqi, haythu. No, make sure that you give the dhamma thu time and go to the tha and give it any time as well. So haythu tha, thu tha, thu tha, like this. The same thing for ya'lamu ma. Ya'lamu ma. Both letters, here is meme and this one is meme, and they are identical letters, but the only thing that is different is that the first one is mutaharrik with dhamma, the second one is mutaharrik with fatha, so we have to give them ya'lamu ma, ya'lamu ma. Give each letter its needed haraka and without like merging the sound or decreasing the sound of any one of these letters. The second case that we may have, one of the letter has a sukoon and the other one is a vowel or is a mutaharrik. In this case, we have to do insertion. So we have to insert the first letter with the sound of the second letter. Like idhab, this one is sukoon, bi kitabi. Okay, so this one is called idgham, insertion, and it is called idgham mutamathilayn. Idgham for the both two identical letters. Idhab bi. Idhab bi. So this is insertion because both letters are the same and the first one having a sukoon, the second one is having a haraka. So it is idgham mutamathilayn. The second example is wahum min. This first one is meme sukoon, the second one is meme kasra. So wahum mi This is insertion, and it's called idgham متماثلين, insertion for both identical letters or for two alike letters. So we need to understand now the concept of idgham. What's the meaning of insertion? Insertion, or the word idgham, its linguistic definition or its meaning on the language point of view is to insert something or to merge something with another, and this is the meaning of merging in the language. But the application of using it, or the applied definition on the tajweed, its meaning is joining a sukun letter with a vowel letter until they become one emphasized letter, which is a mushaddad, from this type of the second one. So if you have, for example, here a letter in a blue color and another one in a red color like this, and these are having insertion, so in this case they will become one emphasized letter having a shadda from the second type. So the applied definition of al-idgham, it is the joining the sukun letter with a vowel letter until they become one emphasized letter, and it should be mushaddad, okay, from the type of the second letter or from the second one. And this is al-idgham. So here, when we make the two alike letters, two identical letters, we have like this example, وَلْيَكْتُبْ بَيْنَكُمْ, like this one, okay? So the insertion of the two letters or identical letters, it's the meeting two identical letters, same articulation point, same characteristics, after each other, and become one letter from the type of the second letter, which is carrying a shadda. And this example shown the first one, not the second one, because the second one is another example. It may be entered wrong here. So it will be وَلْيَكْتُبْ ba, as you see here. وَلْيَكْتُبْ ba. Okay, so this ba is sukun, and it become both as a ba mushaddad at the end of the haraka of the ba. So it will be insertion for the insertion. It will become insertion of the two identical letters or two alike letter. Its name is insertion of the two alike or the two identical letters. Here we have very important note, and I talked about it before, but I just need to confirm the meaning of it, that if we have two haraka, يعلم ما في يو اصبروا, if we have two haraka or one of the letters is having a med before it, there is no insertion happens between the med letter and the next letter, even or they are the same letter, like في يوم اصبروا. Okay, if there is a med of wow and followed by wow, there is no insertion. And if there is a haraka, both letters are mutaharrik or voweled, there is no insertion as well. And if there is two letters from the same letter or the same identical letters, there is it will become a one emphasized letter with a mushaddad on the second letter, like this. قد دخلوا, two dal together, it is become one dal emphasized from the dal mushaddad. بل لا تكرمون, this is lam become lam mushaddad. يدرككم, both kaf is become one emphasized kaf from the second kaf. يكرههن, both are coming insertion and become ha mushaddad. And as you see here, this ha and ha coming on the same word, and so idgham may be between two words, and it may become on one word, and this is so important thing to understand. Okay, so no insertion will happen between med letter and a waw or ya, between a med letter and a normal letter. No insertion is happening there. And if the two letters are mutaharrik or are vowel, there's no insertion as well. And the next thing is if we have two letters identical or alike, the same as each other, and they are following each other, and the one of them is sakin and the second one is mutaharrik, even they are between two different words or at the same word, it will happen, insertion will be happened, and we will join them together as a one emphasized letter. This is what I have for you today. Hopefully that you understand this point very well. Let's stop here today, inshallah. And the next lesson will continue بإذن الله تعالى. جزاكم الله خيرا for watching. Catch you the next lesson بإذن الله تعالى. سبحانك اللهم ربنا وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.